Today is Friday, October 3rd, and I have the chance to record the ag fact of the day from today. Careful stewardship by America's food producers has spurred a 34% decline in erosion of cropland by wind and water since 1982. This provided a little bit of an opportunity to discuss with my seventh and eighth graders about tillage practices and what has historically been done on farms and how we are trying to alter that or change that. I also was able to tie this into our weather patterns this spring when we had a ton of rain for the entire month of May, including when our local farmers were trying to put these crops into the ground. So, trying to emphasize how these farmers or ag producers make management decisions responsibly by taking into account what they can control within their power, which obviously weather is something they cannot, or making educated decisions and trying to ensure that they are managing their land appropriately to prevent erosion. So these kids knew what the term erosion meant coming into this class, and we were able to discuss that into a little bit further detail. And again, this spring was a perfect weather event example of that. These classes also are technically life and career skills classes, so we're not talking about ag mechanics and implements on a regular basis. So I pulled up the mold board plow, what was historically used to till up fields on my smart TV, and then also pulled up the more modern type of tillage equipment like a disc ripper. And we had the discussion of fully disturbing the topsoil versus making it able so that seeds can be planted, but not necessarily disrupting every root system that exists in that topsoil. I do have a few other super exciting things that I wanted to touch on in this video because I haven't had time to record much. My seventh graders, we did an experiment with eggs in vinegar because one student had done it before. There was an egg fact of the day a few weeks ago that spurred this conversation, so we actually did it. So yesterday during class, I put two brown eggs in vinegar, and by today when they came in, the shells were pretty much dissolved except for one little area that had not been covered in vinegar, but the residual calcium around the top was clearly visible. So before they left today, I took them out of the jar and allowed the kids to handle them and touch them, and they could see the membrane. Although the calcium had worn away, the membrane was still around there and they were able to peel it off. And one of the kids asked if he could try to bounce it on the table, and I said, "Sure, you can give it a shot, but don't like spike it off the table." And the first one, like, he went to bounce it and it just splattered, and it was literally a cracked egg all over the table. And then the second one, same thing happened. So I did tell them, I just did it again. I'll show you in a second. I put two more brown eggs in the vinegar, and I also put in a few quail eggs, and we're going to see what the weekend does to them while they're sitting in vinegar and see if they become a little bit more solidified than the ones that we did yesterday. As the calcium was coming off, these do tend to sink. So we'll see. I'll keep shifting them around today so that all of the shells dissolve, but you can see that it's already starting to peel off. We also had another chick hatch and a quail chick hatch this morning. The last group of chicks hatching should be on Monday. So I think I'll take home the older group that has been in here for a week and take them home. And then the ones that'll hatch on Monday, I'll leave in here for the rest of next week. But the kids have really enjoyed seeing them and watching how quickly they grow, especially the quail chicks, because they feather out so quickly.